Hello, right, I'm back again out in the greenhouse. Quite late in the day, probably only half an hour of daylight left, hence we're in a bit of a fleece because unfortunately in the UK the summer's pretty much over, so as soon as the sun's gone down, yeah, it's not so warm anymore, which isn't really good news for the chilli plants, but hopefully they'll keep going for a while. Still got quite a few pods that haven't ripened properly yet. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, today I got a bit of a milder one. The reason for that is I don't fully trust the camera. I did a test the other day, a yellow Scorpion 7-pod cross, and it was extremely hot, and then when I finished doing the test I found out that the camera hadn't actually recorded it or saved it. So I was a bit annoyed about that. So I thought I'd do almost like a test video, just to check that the camera is recording, because tomorrow I'm going to do the Butcher T Scorpion and there's no way I don't want it to record that. So today, from my mate Terry Smith down in Falmouth, we have the Sante Fe Grande, or Grande, or Grand, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, really cool looking pod. I went down to Terry's place at the weekend. He's got about 1,000 plants growing, which was really cool to have a look at. Had a good look round, got a couple of plants off him, a couple of little different varieties, and while I was there he gave me a couple of different pods to try as well. So I had a small one of these while I was down there, and they got quite a good kick to them. It claims they're only 5,000 to 8,000 Scoville heat units, so a bit hot than the jalapeno. I don't fully believe that, because the one I tried at the weekend was quite warm, gave me the hiccups, and yeah, I would have put it in more like the 15 to 20,000 mark really. So yeah, cool looking pods. It says here it's also got a sheet describing each of the varieties he's growing. Yeah, medium size, attractive, open pollinated variety, produce a very heavy crop of conical shaped, thick walled 3-inch fruits, which have a pendant habit, so they hang down in other words. They start off pale yellow before maturing into either a brilliant orange or to a very fiery red. So obviously these are the red type. Peppers have a slightly sweet taste and a delicious fresh, and also perfect for pickling. So without further ado, because we've already been running for a little while, we'll try it. The Sante Fe Grande. Someone will correct me, I'm sure. Right, the stalk's not going to pull out of that one. Yeah, it's quite sweet tasting, along the lines of like a red bell pepper. Already there's a good whack of heat. Loads of seeds at the top end. I might not eat all the seeds because I find on chilies like this, like the hot waxes, the seeds are pretty tough and not that pleasant to eat. Oh, actually they're not that bad. Wasn't quite as many seeds in there as what I thought. It's got me in the throat a little bit. They're really, really tasty. Absolutely delicious. Like I say, got that nice sweet red bell pepper taste. Where I've been swallowing it, I can already actually feel it. It's just kind of radiating a nice glow all around the mouth and on top of the tongue. It's moving forward. Yeah, it's kind of moving forward and it's spreading back at the same time, so it's just radiating out everywhere really. Excuse me. I'm trying to pick a kind of heat level for it. Okay, it's still building, but at the moment, yeah, that's not much more than about the 8,000 to 10,000 mark, I don't think. See, we keep saying, talking about the super hots up around the million Scoville mark, and we just assume that down around the 8-10,000 mark chilies don't have any heat whatsoever. Well, that's rubbish, because these got a good kick to them. I would say if you cook them into food, you would probably lose quite a bit of the heat, a bit like jalapenos really. So definitely for me, I'd rather eat them fresh, chopped up into salads, or on the side of things. But yeah, anywhere where a red bell pepper would go good, I think that would take a good place of it. It's almost similar to the Hungarian hot wax, but it's definitely a lot sweeter. It's actually made me drool a bit, not brought on any hiccups or anything. So it just caught me in the throat once. I think that was a seed actually that caught me in the throat, because it's not really brought on much of a throat burn at all. It's just picked up and radiated to a nice all over glow really, just a real nice sort of heat level. That's nice. Being an Annuum variety, obviously it formulates a little bit of a different burn to some of the super hots, the Capsicum Chinense. I think that's sometimes why the less hot Annuums, sometimes they feel a lot hotter than what they're actually rated at on the Scoville scale. They got different percentages of the breakdown chemicals of capsaicins, all the different capsicanoids, and yeah, they affect you in different ways. So some of the Annuums might have certain chemicals in which attack just around the lips and the tongue and the mouth, which is why you don't get the throat burn. And I think that's sometimes why the burn can feel worse than what it actually is, because it's all a perception thing anyway. Yeah, the heat's just kind of, it's definitely not gone, it's still there. In fact, it hasn't dropped off much at all. It's just a nice kind of level plateau burn, and yeah, it's altogether quite pleasant, probably far more pleasant than the Butcher Tea Trinidad Scorpion is going to be tomorrow. I am kind of looking forward to it because, well, I like these things, but yeah, it's going to hurt, I can imagine. Also, I'm in training for the Brighton Fiery Foods chili eating competition at the weekend. So yeah, if you're anywhere near Brighton, excuse me, come down on Saturday, because I'll be in the contest. Starts about 2 o'clock. Darth Naga running it. So yeah, should be a good laugh. Don't know how I'm going to do. Probably won't cope that well with eating pod after pod after pod. I think it's going to be the stomach that lets me down, to be honest. So yeah, but anyway, that's a really tasty chilli. Thanks Terry for that. Anyone in the Cornwall area or local to Falmouth in Cornwall, Terry's got quite a few plants for sale, because he's just overrun up there. So yeah, if you are interested in the local, then send me a message and, well, I'll see what I can do. But yeah, he's got loads of varieties of chilies, from quite mild to super hots. So yeah, worth checking out if you're local. Right, that's enough for now. I'll be back tomorrow, and well, hopefully we'll get it uploaded tomorrow, but yeah, the Butcher Tea Scorpion will be up soon. So that was the Sante Fe Grande. Yeah, awesome chili, really tasty, nice heat level, still burning. It hasn't, maybe it's dropped off a tiny bit, but it's still giving the mouth a good glow. So yeah, awesome. Certainly recommend growing that one. Right, I'll catch you soon.